Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video we are going to be continuing on with part 5 of the most extreme declutter ever kitchen series. I hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far. I will be updating in the next couple of days the description boxes of all the videos because I've forgotten to link the other parts, and there should be a playlist of it as well, and I'll link that in the description box down below. Anyway, I'm not going to waffle on, I want to get straight into it. I just want to say welcome to the channel if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. I really hope you guys are enjoying it. So without further ado, let's get started. So guys, this is in fact the last press in the upper kitchen. We got here eventually. This is just kind of like condiments. It's not even condiments, it's like a few in there, but it's like salt, pepper, vinegar, that kind of stuff in there. It's a couple of vitamins that are my dad's. He wants them in there, that's fine, whatever. So I'm just really, you'll see me throughout this video pretty much using that yellow duster e-cloth just to give it a dust out and a wipe. Obviously if there's any marks or stains, you'll see me using the dishcloth, just like a damp dishcloth, and I have it just, I got some water ready, just some hot water and some dish soap, like washing up liquid, just to give them a wipe, saying like spots or anything sticky or anything. As I've mentioned previously, I'm not doing a deep clean, this is just a tidy up and a reorganised declutter. For some reason here we have the little bottle of vinegar and the big bottle of vinegar, so I decided just to decant and keep it all into one place, as you can see me doing here, because as you can see this press, there really isn't much in it, and honestly it kind of feels like a wasted space, but I haven't quite figured out what should go into it or anything, so that's kind of something I'm working on. I was originally going to put extra jars of like jam or jelly if you prefer, preserves, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, kind of sauces, not sauces that you'd put on food, like, you know, tomato passata or tomato sauces or whatever, but like, you know, condiments kind of stuff, jams, jellies, that kind of thing, radishes, whatever. But, you know, when we buy new ones, well, we're waiting for the old ones to run out, but to be honest, that goes in the lower kitchen press, which you'll see in an upcoming video. But even when I put them in here, when the shopping was done, they kept ending back up in the other press. So I just I gave up on that idea. I tried it several times, it just didn't work. As you can see there, I have the Tassimo coffee in there as well that I took from the press over the fridge. It just makes more sense there. It's directly over the machine. But this kind of press was full of like little, you know, sugar packets and stuff like that, and like the little UHT milk sachets that you get, the ones that you don't refrigerate. You would have seen me there getting a glass just to tidy them up because they were sitting on the shelf and they fall all over the place. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to kind of talk through more what I'm doing in more detail, because I have realised here that my shoulder is covering the cabinets. You can't really see what I'm doing. Also, as you can see, there's like baskets on the shelf. They're just laundry baskets. That's the final result. It's very little in that press. Now, here I've moved into the lower kitchen. You will notice in the next couple of videos, I'm probably going to be working on the bottom first, because the bottom for me is the hardest to do. Also, mainly because on the floor, but also I'm quite a tall person, so I can't just bend over to those presses. But yeah, so I started there just basically by clearing the surface, clearing a workspace for myself, and then I'm moving on to basically just taking everything out of the press. Now, this press is a bit, it's full anyway. There's a lot of stuff in it, but it's one of these really functional, like kind of presses, in that it has a lot of stuff that we use regularly. We have loads of bowls. We have plastic bowls. We have glass bowls. There's the two like white tubs there. We use them for cooking rice. One of them is for like if we're making a small bit of rice. If we're making more rice, we use the other one. So we do use both. Here I'm just dusting out. There's not really much debris. I don't even think the camera will pick it up. You can kind of see it there on the front of that top shelf. There's a few stains on it, which again, I have no idea how there's stains in this press. There is no food in this press. We don't leave the presses open, anything like that. As you can see, the front of these drawers needs a good wipe down. They are pretty grubby. But yeah, just using the damp cloth, any kind of marks or stains. As you can see here, guys, we have a lot of bowls. And this is kind of something I wanted to talk about in today's video. Is like functional items, the stuff we use. It can be hard to kind of declutter and part ways with it when it is stuff you use regularly. And this is probably a little bit different than what I usually talk about, but I also want to talk about the fact of kind of the concept, no, not the fact, should I say, but should I say the concept of don't force yourself to get rid of stuff that you use. You know, I know a lot of people who, when they start decluttering, their kind of main focus, and they think that the whole point of decluttering is just to get rid of as much stuff as is humanly possible. And that's the goal, that's the achievement, that's the thing. And for some people, maybe that is your goal and maybe that is what you are trying to achieve. And if that's the case, fine. But I think the point, or from my perspective, the point of decluttering is to get rid of the excess, is to make your life easier. It's to create a space that's more functional, easier for you to work in, spaces and systems that work for you. Like here you can see we have all the balls. We've so many balls, guys. It's ridiculous. I'm going to be honest with you, we didn't get rid of many. We got rid of a couple. One of them I wasn't even going to get rid of. Only I noticed there's one of the glass balls there. The large ones, only I noticed was a massive chip in the side of it. And more what I'm worried about is someone grabbing that and slicing their finger open. Now it's not particularly sharp, but it is glass. So, I didn't want to risk it. But as you can see here, like, I'm sure some of you are looking at that going, why do you need so many bowls? Like, that's ridiculous. It's like 6 bowls or whatever. But we've different bowls used for different things. Like when I'm baking, I would use the bigger bowls, but I'd also use the plastic bowls for baking. The ones you'll see there in the bottom of the screen. I like them, especially the grey one. It's a really, really nice big size. I make my cookie dough on that. I find it easy to use. I find it easy to work with. But if I'm making other things, like my dad uses the glass bowls for, when he makes bread and stuff like that. If I'm making banana bread as well, I might use the glass bowl instead. And I'll explain this more. Like if I'm using a mix of hot and, warm, there you go. Chunk of glass, guys. This is a PSA. Public service announcement. Be careful when you're decluttering. I nearly sliced my hand open on that. Watch out for glass. It could be anywhere. I'm joking, but when you're cleaning, be careful, look out, there could be sharp objects. But as you can see, like that grey bowl there, it's plastic. I literally just showed it to you there. I used to use that blue bowl. I've noticed the bottom of it's cracked, so it's gone. But like if I'm using hot stuff, I wouldn't put it in that grey bowl. Now, might it be fine? It might, but I don't want to risk it and melt it. And then not only you can see all the cracks in that. They're not fully through yet, but they're nearly through, and that bowl is very, very old. But like that grey one, I wouldn't feel comfortable putting hot stuff in that. Like if I had to transfer soup, I wouldn't put it in that, but I'd have no problem putting it in the glass bowls. Now, for those of you who are concerned that they're glass, they're Pyrex, they're fine. But like for hot stuff, I would have no problem using those bowls, the glass ones, but I would never use the plastic ones. I don't want them to melt. There's 3 bowls there in the set. The first one is a small blue bowl. The middle one's actually a colander. And then we have the large grey bowl. And then we have the brown mixing bowl that I'm pretty sure every house in Ireland has one or has had one of. Or there's one in your granny's house or something like that. I think everybody knows them. And you usually use them for the Christmas pudding. But yeah, we've a lot of bowls and they've different functions. And like that little tiny little bowl, I love to use that if I'm just making like a single poached egg or whatever. The next size bowl I like using if I'm making like a small batch of something. And then obviously the bigger bowls if I'm making like a big cookie dough or something like that. But like they all have function. Those little, you can just see me flipping the lid there. They're both rice cooking bowls. The top one, I know, the red, is also a rice cooking bowl. But that's more for if I want to, store it in that. Like say I want to pre-cook rice, which I wouldn't really do often, but I do occasionally. And then I have like my little batter holder for my pancakes, that little soup cup, and that little yellow bowl we use. I actually bought that specifically for making poached eggs in the microwave. It works really well. Now, see, some of you might say that's slander to make a poached egg in a microwave, but sure, try it and let me know what you think. But like just stuff like that, like everything in this press, although there's a lot of it, it all kind of has a purpose and a function. And we're just getting into the pots press. I'm going to be honest with you guys, this drawer does not look very different when I'm finished, but it's a lot cleaner. But a lot of it is like these items are functional. And what I'm basically trying to say, I know me waffling, can you believe it? Is basically, I would say when you're decluttering, be practical, make sure it's functional for you. And again, reflecting back to what I was saying earlier, I think a lot of people go into the idea of decluttering with notions of it has to be this way. I have to do the KonMari method. I have to do the Swedish desk cleaning method. I have to get rid of 70% of my stuff. It has to look this way. It has to look that way. It's supposed to be really this way, that way, organized this way, organized that way. There's a lot of rooms. There's a lot of presses and cabinets. There's a lot of drawers in this house that do not look aesthetically how I would like them to look. But in order for me to keep and maintain the stuff that I use, you know, that's kind of going to happen. You know, now over time, I'm sure I'll come up with better ways to store stuff and better places to store. But as previously mentioned, I don't live by myself. So I don't get to just veto everything and decide. So now if you're in a position that you can do that, great. Like that's wonderful. That's fantastic. But also I would also say be aware of when you're making and creating your new systems, I would recommend to sit down with the people who live with you and talk them through. Don't just go, I clean the whole kitchen, blah, blah, blah. Because as us humans, most of us we're creatures of habit. And what can happen is say you have one cabinet that's for like say mugs and glasses, and then you've one that's for like plates and bowls, and then you decide to bring the whole cabinet together, but you reorganize it in a completely different way. And especially if you want to like say keep one cabinet empty, because you may have a plan for it or whatever. You know, people who may not know your system or may not have seen your system, most people refer back to habit. They refer back to what they know. So what'll end up happening is you won't be there sometime. They'll do the dishes, or they'll empty the dishwasher and they'll put everything back. You know, not maliciously, not in a bad way, not like trying to be difficult, but it'll end up in the wrong cabinet, the wrong press, you know, or like from the old system. That can happen. It can be frustrating. That's why I always say talk people through, especially if you spend a lot of time putting work into stuff. And talk through with people you live with, especially if you live with other adults. Talk through the systems, because most people don't like change. People can be very resistant to them, and it can actually cause a lot of stress and anxiety for some people. So I would always say talk through. And I always say, or maybe I haven't said it, I think I've said it before in videos, but I'm going to say it again just in case. When you're decluttering, start with your own stuff first. Because a lot of people, when you're decluttering their stuff, they're like, get rid of your own stuff first. You know what I mean? Don't come for mine. Other people are like, oh wow, I've seen how much better it is since you've decluttered all your stuff, and it inspires them. Some people see it and they just don't care, and like that's also a possibility. But for me, the whole point of decluttering and reorganization and all the kind of stuff and doing the videos that I do is about making your life better, making your life easier, making it more functional. Like, yes, the aesthetic is great and all that is wonderful and fabulous, but not to the point, and this is a point I want to stress, not to the point where it makes your life more difficult. You know, over the years I've helped a couple of people. I filmed some of it, a lot of it I haven't filmed. But some people were just like, just make it functional and that's fine. And other people I've dealt with got so caught up in the aesthetic. Oh, it has to look this way. I want to get the clear tubs and do this, that and the other, blah, blah, blah. But I want my house to look really clean and tidy all the time. But like, number one, I love the clear tubs. But if they're in like a closed drawer cabinet press, right, fantastic. But if they're out on display and you're not someone who can maintain a level of tidiness, they can become more of a hindrance than anything else. You'll see here I'm going through this disaster nightmare drawer that I hate so much, and I want to throw everything in a bin bag or, you know, in a fire, whatever. This here is a tray from IKEA. I think I've mentioned this before. I cut it up. It was from my old house. I cut it up to fit into this drawer because the utensil drawer that was in here, the utensil organizer thingy, was way too small. So this filled out the space better. There's more stuff I'd like to get rid of out of here, but pretty much everything in this drawer gets used. I think I talk about this later in the video, so I'm not going to go too much into it. But we have another container for utensils on the counter. I feel like a lot of people have that. I've tried to reorganize it. I tried to swap out the stuff that I felt we didn't use into the drawer and the stuff that we did use onto the counter. But in a lot of cases, you can see me there, all the dust and debris and all these, because this badly needed to be cleared out. I swear to God, I don't leave drawers open when I'm cooking or anything, but it feels like all these drawers were full of breadcrumbs and like bits of food, and I don't even know how. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I'm just putting it in a note. Also, I'm saying it because I want to be honest, and if you're someone who has loads of food in their drawers, you're not alone. Don't feel shame. Loads of people have it. But yeah, you can see here all the stuff is different sized and weird sized, and I'm trying to categorize it by like, see that there. Yeah, I love that little cute grater. It's so cute, but I was like, I don't use it. Get rid of it. My main focus of this drawer was to get it more organised because nearly everything in it we use. But as you can see, there's a lot of stuff in it, guys. Like there's a lot in it. One of the biggest problems with this drawer, right, is number one, this tray is so shallow. And the drawer is so deep. Like, you know the bottom press I showed you where I was able to stack like 3 saucepans or 3 cooking pots? Like, the second drawer is like even deeper than that. Like, it's even higher. This feels like such a waste of space for me. But again, I do not get to make these decisions. You'll see in the before and after, if you actually look at the before and after, you'll see that middle drawer is the deepest one. Now, I tried to put the pots and pans in there before. I was very quickly corrected and overruled on that one. That was the utensil drawer, and the utensils go in there. So that's why. What I want to do is try and get dividers or a container that's deeper, that actually works more functionally. You will see at the end of this, it's incredibly unsatisfying, and I do apologise for that. But there is handles hanging out over the edge of this tray that I'm currently cleaning because that's the size of tray that we have. So we're working with what we have. I have found another utensil container that looks better. I need to measure my drawer first because I was like, oh, I'm going to get it the last day I was in the shop I was in Deals. But then I was like, I've no idea if that's going to fit in the drawer, and I'm not going to buy another one that doesn't fit. Now, I didn't buy this for this drawer, as I mentioned. In my old house, they where I was renting, the drawers were much wider and bigger, and this tray fit in really well. But obviously, my house is different, so like the house I'm in now is different. But anyway, I don't know what happened with the camera there. Oh yeah, so those little few bits I was showing you there, they are for my pancake maker. I bought a pancake maker. You guys have seen it. If you've seen the previous parts, it's like a crepe maker thingy. So I'm actually going to move them to the basket in that top press. That's in the video with all the appliances. You would have seen the pink basket. I'm going to move them up there. It makes more sense for me to keep. I'm trying to kind of keep all that stuff together. But yeah, so you can see here the handle's already hanging out. That's me literally standing there looking at it going, is there anywhere I can fit this where the handles won't hang out? And looking at each of the tubs and realising, no, not one of these single sections of tubs is big enough for these normal standard size utensils, which I found super annoying. But anyway, I have to measure for the tray I was looking at in Deals to see if it'll fit in our drawer properly, because I don't want to get one that's too long or too wide or leaves massive gaps. Like, we have a gap with this one, but it's not too bad because that potato masher is around there somewhere, is quite big. We have the apple slicer, and we have the little mini grater that I use for, like, you know, hard cheeses like Parmesan and stuff like that. So I like having a little gap for that. But anyway, there's the good. Now you can see me stacking on the middle of my good tongs there. That's from OXO. That's from my air fryer. Because, excuse me, you can't use, well, you're not supposed to use metal utensils on the air fryer. It scrapes the non-stick coating off over time. It's just like, you know, you can't wash certain models of them because, again, the non-stick coating gets damaged. So one thing I did find with this drawer is it's really finicky. I would love to get one of the adjustable, you know, I think they're bamboo, the adjustable organizers. But the problem is I'm trying to, as much as I can, and I know I've mentioned this in the video, and I'm not saying this to annoy anyone or whatever, but I'm trying to not order so much stuff online just because the carbon footprint of it, and, you know, I'm trying to do my part, as they say. But I'm also not going to, like, create an order that's going to have to come from, you know what I mean, a different country for a bamboo organizer for my drawer. To me, that just seems massively wasteful. Like, if I'm going to get a delivery, I'd rather pay for the delivery once, do you know, that kind of way, and just pay for the delivery, and then the delivery's paid for. And also, like, if I want to order stuff online, I prefer to get it all together if I can, bundle it together so it's one delivery, one order. And that kind of thing. You can see here I finished the drawer and then I found these. I was so annoyed. Guys, you don't even understand how I was like, why? I cut that out, obviously. But yeah, that was super frustrating. So I'm always going to say as well, scan the counter before you put it away. Now, these guys, these are the only 3 drawers we have in the kitchen. Obviously we have the junk drawer, but that and then these 3, there's no other ones. What I have discovered is, though, I do like drawer storage. because there's so many ideas I had for that bottom drawer when I emptied it originally. Originally, what was in it? Oh my God, I actually can't remember what was in it, guys. It could have been appliances, maybe. I really don't remember. I actually haven't a clue. Maybe in my original videos you'll find it, but I actually genuinely can't remember what was in that drawer originally. So that to me is a good sign. It means whatever system you had before was so bad it wasn't even worth remembering. I also apologise if I'm a little bit sniffly at the moment. I hope you guys can understand me okay. I'm on a break from my nose spray that I have for my allergies, because it's not really working very well, and it's giving me really dry nose, and it's making me feel really dehydrated, and it's kind of just, it's making me feel awful. And anyway, they say this will happen every so often, just stop taking it for a few days. So I'm in the middle of that, and of course it's the height of the summer, so you can imagine how well that's going. But anyway, enough of my whinging. Moving swiftly along. Yeah, so I basically wanted to wipe out all of these things. Now, this tray here, I literally hoovered and wiped this out about 2 weeks ago. So I was actually quite surprised that there was so many crumbs and stuff in it. For those of you who know, where that tray is now is usually where we keep our chopping board, which is where we cut all our bread, and that's where we make our toast and butter our toast every day and whatever. And chop veg and whatever it is else. We also chop on the other side. I have another bamboo, I think it is, chopping board, and has little drawers underneath it, which I really like. But this is where we do a lot of it, and bread, obviously, crumbs, etc. So it gets pretty crummy. But yeah, as you can see, everything in this drawer we use all the time. And I know there's not many of us in the house, and it may look like, wow, that's a lot of knives, forks, spoons, blah, blah, blah. Those sections are empty regularly. Like that middle, the dessert spoons in the middle regularly run out. The teaspoons regularly run out. The forks do as well. So do the knives. The knives less, so we've a lot of knives. So there's different knives there. There's like dinner knives, I think it is. I think they're called. Is it dinner knives? I can't remember. Then there's like butter knives as well. They're like different. I don't care. I use all of them the same. I don't care. But yeah, we have them. Now, it might seem we've a lot of cutlery. Oh yeah, that little bottom one there, have like those long latte spoons. Then we have the dessert forks, and then we have just the regular teaspoons. And then in this monstrosity, we have serving spoons. We have 2 different sets of serving spoons. There is 2 which I would like to take out of there, but again, I have been overruled. In case, and then all those little knives. I remember saying a while ago to my dad, why do we sell me knives? It's stupid. We don't use all them. And he's looking, we do. I'm telling you, we do. I was like, I really don't think we do. Regularly, when I'm emptying the dishwasher and I'm putting the knives away, I literally have to put every single one of those knives back in. So we do use them all. I just don't like the fact that they're all different sizes. They're all different colours. They're all different brands. They're all different handles. I like symmetry. I like the aesthetic. You can see there's the 2 different sized spoons there, which annoys the living flip out of me. But look, I'll put up with it. There's the soup spoons and then the serving spoons. And then our little knives there. As you can see, all different sizes, shapes, handles, types. All that wonderful malarkey. But anyway, getting back to my original point, which was, if it's functional, do not feel bad for holding on to it if it's something you use. If it's not functional, consider letting it go. But as I said, if you're living with other people, check in with them first. Always declutter your own stuff first. It's much easier to make the decisions. And one important thing is, don't try and force people into decluttering, because trust me, you don't need that level of resistance in your life. Trust me on that. Okay guys, so that is the end of today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you picked up a few little things along the way. If not, I hope you found it entertaining at least. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button down below. If you would like to be part of the community, I would highly suggest that you hit the subscribe button down below the video. And if you want to see more of my videos, pop on over and visit my channel. I will, as I mentioned at the start, be linking all the other parts of the series down below. We are on the second kind of section. The first one we did was bedroom, now we're on to kitchen. I will link the bedroom playlist down below as well as the other parts to this series that we're doing at the moment. We are now coming to a close towards the end of the series, which I'm really happy about. I think we've gotten rid of a good bit so far. I got rid of a couple of bits today. I'll actually show you guys real quick. I forgot to take a shot of that actually. Sorry, the kitchen's the counter's a bit of a mess, but I got rid of all these bowls here, these lids, because honestly I don't use them. This bowl, this plastic one, this jug, this cup. I got these are like for tortillas to make them into like a bowl shape. I'm on a 50-50. They're going to go into a, I'm not sure what to do bin, but I'm not, you know, honestly they're gone. I don't use them. Little hand warmers, they don't heat anymore, so yeah, that's what we're getting rid of today. Not a huge declutter, but one thing I am very happy about is how much more organised it is. It's much tidier, it's much easier to find everything, to see everything. Now that second drawer, the middle one there with all the utensils, that drawer is a battle for me. It's a struggle. Number one, the holder that's in it, like the organiser thingy, that's from IKEA. It's from my old house. What I do is I just cut it up so it would fit in that drawer. I need to find a holder that'll fit in that drawer. And one of the biggest problems I'm having is the little, like the sections, the side wall is like that deep. I need one that's much, much deeper to hold all that stuff. Now there may be more removed out of there, yeah, but for this far, there is still a lot in that drawer, and there is probably something I could have got rid of, but I have discussed with other members of the household about getting rid of some stuff, and yeah, they're either a lot of stuff I wanted to get rid of, they wanted to keep. We'll probably revisit it again soon, but for now that's what it is. It looks a lot better functionally. I hope it'll stay closer to that. It probably won't. I've kind of tried to move stuff into different sections so that the stuff we use regularly is with the stuff we use regularly, and the stuff we don't use, you know, is with the stuff we don't use. So like we're not pulling stuff out, and the stuff then that's kind of tighter packed is stuff we don't use all the time. Like we do use everything in that drawer, but just not as often. Like I am aware there's 2 pizza cutters in there, but we have one of them it's quite old, and honestly it's been sharpened a few times, but it's getting to the point where the middle bowl is rusted, so it'll probably be replaced soon, and the other one with the wood handle is new, so that's just the replacement for it. Cutlery drawer, you don't need to do much. It's pretty much like that all the time. Everything in there gets used, you know, I mean, all the time. But I'm really happy with the way the video turned out today. That was one of the most challenging aspects of the whole kitchen, is that drawer. That drawer, the one as the corner, if you've seen the previous parts, the one up there. The next kind of couple I have to do, they're not too bad. I'll give you a quick preview of what's probably coming next week. Is going to be the drawer under the oven or under the stove, the cooker top, which is basically the hob, if you like. We've got basically under here, we've got like our frying pans, woks, the colander, chopping boards, pizza stone, drying racks, teapots, and then the really, really big pots that we have. And the roasting tins. Not a huge deal, it's more of a clean out. Now I know I said I wasn't going to be cleaning in this video, I'm not deep cleaning. I am in deep cleaning, for the record. I am quickly hoovering out to get the heavy bits of dust or debris I can see. I'm giving it a quick wipe of a damp cloth, like that's literally, there's not even, like there's a bit of washing up liquid in the water. Dish soap, if you are not familiar with washing up liquid. Bit of that, warm water, that's all it's in it. Wring out the cloth, go around. Dry it with a towel, that's all I'm doing. I'm not deep cleaning anything. I did get a comment about that. Someone messaged me on Instagram and said, oh, I thought you weren't deep cleaning. I'm not deep cleaning, that's just regular wiping it down. And you'll see as well some of them, I think some of the earlier ones, I didn't wipe them down with a damp cloth because there was literally no food or anything in them, it was literally just dust. So, if in case you're wondering what, sometimes I use the yellow cloth, sometimes I use the white cloth, that's why. But yeah, I don't want to waffle on for too long. There's always a little bit of waffle at the end. And I got a couple of comments in my last video saying you enjoy the waffle, so thank you very much. I appreciate you. That's for you. But yeah, so I'm happy with the pace that we're going with this. Do I wish I could have been a little bit faster? Yes, I do. I also wish I was in better health and I hadn't gotten sick so many times and injured myself, being an absolute gobsheen. I nearly said the other word there, which is probably okay on YouTube, but just in case it's not, I won't say it. What we basically have left is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've 6 cabinets left. I'm going to say approximately, because how many times have I been proven wrong thus far? So you got a little bonus on this video. You got the first little cabinet up there with sauces and, you know, salt, vinegar, that kind of jazz. We got the bowls, press, and then all the drawers today. So we did cover a good lot. Now, it may, obviously, as you see on camera, seem very quick, but also with this stuff it takes a lot longer. But the one that slowed me down was this flipping drawer. I hate it. I hate it with a fiery passion. Now, I haven't even touched it, I've just seen it. Bleh. I have just seen it out of the corner of my eye, which is the utensil holder on the counter. Because I'm sure someone's going to mention to me, you know, could I put some stuff back out on the counter? Could I take some stuff off the counter and put it in the drawer? Yes, I probably could, but I'm not going to, because I had that drawer organised before. It was done a completely different way. I've added utensils, like even just here this year. I've just added these, and I have another flipper thing there for pancakes that I've purchased just this year. That one came with it, or maybe this one came with it. I can't remember. One of them came with it. But I have a crepe maker now, so as you guys have seen. So I have them for flipping the pancakes and whatever. So, you know, I have bought a few utensils. I'm not going to sit here and go, the drawer has randomly exploded. It hasn't bought new stuff, which happened. And that's why I always try to encourage people to leave a little bit of room, if you can, in the drawer or in the cabinet, because when you do buy new stuff, then it's not a case that you're ramming stuff into one side and making the drawer completely inaccessible. Now, this drawer is a problem. I am going to rediscuss it with the powers that be, and I will, if there is any updates, what I'll do is I'll probably post a picture on my community tab and or on Instagram. I'll just share a status and go, here's the update, here's what we got rid of, and here's what's gone. Or I might do a little short, it'll depend, but I honestly don't think much will change. That drawer has been a battle and the yoke on the counter has been a battle I've been fighting for a long time. But yeah, I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Yeah, I have the last couple of cabinets to get. The corner one is going to be a good one. If you guys saw my video last week, my little shorter video last week, I have lovely white baskets for them. So I'm really looking forward to doing that and organising that drawer. When I show that video, you'll see the befores of that video. I might pop a link at the end of this. We will see. Or clip. That drawer is a disaster. Like that drawer, there's lazy Susans in it, and it's been tidied, and no matter how many times it's tidied, it falls apart. And I put an espresso bag at the front, but then that blocks the tea bags, and that gets moved back, and it falls over, and then that knocks all the bottles out, and it's a nightmare. So I got baskets. I said, you know what? Nothing else. The bottles are going to go in the baskets. I have somewhere better to keep everything, you know, sorted. And if nothing else, what it's going to do is it's going to categorize the area. So like, keep the pasta there, keep the tea, coffee there, keep the baking stuff there. And what I mean by baking stuff is like your flour, sugar, baking soda, etc., baking powder, so on and so forth. And obviously, with, you know, anyone who bakes, we have I think 3 or 4 different types. We've like we've white sugar, we have granulated sugar, we have dark brown sugar. I think we have a light brown sugar. If there's a medium brown sugar, we probably have that as well. But yeah, and then like the plain flour, the self-raising flour, continue on, etc. I'm getting far too deep into this baking malarkey. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be a fun video to watch that when that comes out. I need to refill my Nespresso pods on my stand. I'll probably do that later. But yeah, I also am showing you guys the kitchen as it is today. I could have cleaned it up and made it look all fancy, but that's not how we roll on this channel. Sometimes there's a mess and we work around it. And if you're new, that's the thing that I do on this channel. I try and be as transparent as I can. You know, we don't live in a show home. If you're looking for like the Instagram aesthetic, you know, we can all dream, guys. Maybe some of you have that, and if you do, fair play to you. I do not. That's not something that we have. Like even behind me, there's laundry there. There was laundry up on the counter earlier. There's some socks. That's the little holder thingy from IKEA that has little octopus eyes on it. I refer to it as the socktopus. Yeah, anyway, we're getting fierce waffly here, lads. There's my little, you guys, if you watched my videos like 2 years ago, the present I made for Auntie, the little blanket jumper thingy. Snuddy, uddy, whatever you call the oak. Right there. The place is a bit of a mess. That's life, guys. But yeah, it's not that messy. It's just I've done so much laundry in the last few days. We had a heat wave there last week, really warm. A happy 1st of July. It is currently 13 degrees in Dublin. Yeah, it was in the 20s last week. It's 13 degrees. Happy July. It was pouring rain yesterday or the day before. Welcome to Ireland. Anyway, I think I have waffled sufficiently. I think I have taken up enough of your time. As always, if I haven't said so already, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below, ring the bell, you'll be notified when I launch a new video. If you're watching this during the premiere, when we premiere the video, hello, it's great to see you again. I'd like to give a little shout out to my premiere peoples, my gals and guys and etc and everything in between, because we have a few people who join us every week for our premieres when we launch the videos. We do a live like Q&A chat in the thing. If you're watching it right now, you're in the comment section. Just click on live chat and join us. But anyway, that's waffly enough. I've talked for long enough. More coming in the kitchen. Then we're going to be finished finally, and then we're going to be moving on to a whole new room that you guys have never seen before. It's going to be awesome because there's so much stuff to get rid of. Like, it's just, there's so much paper to get rid of, guys. You don't understand. You don't understand how much paper. You don't understand. Basically, so the legislation, or whatever you want to call it, I'm not going to go into official technical terms. I'm not a, you know, super effective business accountant person-y thing, data protection officer, anything like that. But from my own personal knowledge that I have, you are required to keep 7 years worth of files, personal and professional files. My dad used to be self-employed. I'm not going to go hugely into that. That's his own personal business. But the business, he doesn't have it anymore. So the paperwork is still in the office. But the thing is, the paperwork is not just the recent paperwork. There's a lot of it. Now, a couple of years back, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I went through a lot of the stuff with him in the office, and I said, right, if it's over 7 years old, take it out. Did we get through all the folders? You're dang right we didn't. No, we didn't. There's loads. There is stuff in there, I'm pretty sure, from 2007 maybe? 2009? I could be right, I don't know. There's so much paper. There's more paper than you even know what to do with. Now, thankfully, it's in one room. Thankfully, it's super organised. For you, those of you who don't know, the reason I'm pointing here is because the office is out just there. Just over there. You'll see it out through the door there. Anyway, that's where the office is. There's more paper than you could shake a stick at. I'm sure there's about 9 forests out there. But anyway, thankfully it was across the span of about 20 years. So, you know, grand. We may have stuff from 1999. Can't confirm that it says it on one of the folders of the drawers. I can't remember which. But if we do, that'll be a fun one. Anyway, I'm going to have to buy a shredder. I'm also going to inquire into professional shredding. I rang a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago, and one company, because all the data protection, especially because I'm in Ireland, we're part of the EU, we have very strict regulations on data protection and protecting people's data, and when the stuff is shredded, it has to be properly shredded, and then it has to be certified and all this kind of jazz. For active businesses, but it's not an active business, and most of the stuff is really, really old. The paperwork, so because of the certificate, the price was astronomical. Like, it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Now, if you're watching this video and you are in Dublin and you work for a shredding company, drop us a line. Drop us a line. Or if you know somebody who owns a shredding company, because that will be coming in a few weeks. I started doing it myself. We have a really crappy old shredder that can only do 3 pages at a time. I think I might have done a video on it. I can't remember if I did or not. I definitely filmed it. I don't know if I ever released it because it was literally me sitting there for hours. And I literally didn't even make a dent in it. I think I maybe did about 2% of the paperwork. And I spent about 5 hours doing it. 6 hours. I'm not exaggerating when I say 6 hours. I'm literally not exaggerating. 6 hours I spent and I probably got through about 5% of it. It's still all, I think it's in the dining room. If it's not in the dining room, it's out in the office on the floor. But there's years to it, and now we haven't even gotten most of it. Also, I've gone through my own personal file as well. My dad has his own personal stuff as well, and stuff for the dog, and the whole lot. And give me a moment, I'll see if I can get a supervisor here. Mixie! Maxie? Hi, baby! Come here, quick, quick, quick. Quick, quick, quick. Oh, big stretch. Come here, quick, 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 quick. Come here. Oh, the baby. Come here, the baby. Oh, the baby. Hi, sweet angel. Hi, sweet angel, baby boy. No, you guys didn't get to see him. I don't think you guys seen the supervisor for a while. So here we are. Thank you so much. Thank you, baby. So our little beautiful, gorgeous, most handsome supervisor, who is being a bit of a fidget right now. Hold on, let me just adjust him. I don't have his feet. There we go. Thank you. He's right here. He's still alive. Still barking at the wind and the neighbours. Excuse me. Excuse me. Still ignoring everything I say. But yeah, he's going in now tomorrow to the VET to get his teethies cleaned. Isn't that right? Okay, I said this, even when I spell the word VET, I get this. He knows what I'm saying. It's like I'm not talking to you. This is what we call epic side face. Maxie, excuse me. Hello? Hello, ma'am? Excuse me, ma'am? Okay, we're going. I'm gonna put him down. Go back to the neighbours. He is alive and well. Sorry, he's alive and thriving. Oh, he's probably just saying at me now. Yeah, he's alive. He'd want to be picked up. Well, he doesn't mind being picked up. He only tolerates being held for a little while. Sometimes he'll stay out there for 10 minutes. Sometimes it's like 5 seconds and he's like, leave me alone. Anyway, my God. This is a waffly one. If you're still here, go get yourself a treat. You're awesome. You're awesome. Sorry guys, am I being the most cringe? Am I being so cringe? Anyway, I'm done. I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna save me from myself, and I'm gonna save you guys from me. I'm gonna wrap this up right here, right now. Can't wait to catch up with you guys next week. If you enjoyed the waffly bit and my little updates at the end, let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll add them onto a couple more videos. If not, that's also acceptable. Anyway, yeah. This is officially now the end of today's video. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you have a fantastic weekend and a wonderful week ahead, and I will talk to y'all soon. Okay, love y'all. Bye.